Greetings, royal family. I am back. So you pretty much read the title, and I'm sure you saw the thumbnail. Hope you appreciated it. So I know this is long overdue. Basketball Wives ended, what, 2 weeks ago now, or a week ago, or something like that? Yeah, a week ago. And I did state in my last review that I was going to come back and give my opinions on Shaunie's little sit down that she had with Mark, or as I like to call it, Shaunie's little after school special. I dived into the comments. I saw some other commentary from some other creators and people who shared their opinions, within my little circle. And a lot of people are saying things like, well, why do you watch the show? It's not that serious. I don't believe it was colorism. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But I wanted to share my thoughts on the situation because Shaunie's little sit down was merely a joke. It was just a joke. So I had some points and I took down some notes since last week. And I just wanted to share them with you, kind of give you my little feedback on that segment after the reunion. So I will start by saying this. Seeing the way that OG stood her ground, it was empowering, and it was empowering, especially for anyone who has been bullied or had to deal with bullies. And specifically, this was very empowering for women who are of a ebony complexion. I try to steer clear of the word dark. I mean, I try, yeah. See, what people don't understand is when they say, oh, it's not that serious, it's not that serious. There were other dark-skinned girls on the cast. And that's true. But whenever there's an issue with prejudice, colorism, racism, it triggers people and it sets some things off sometimes. And I don't believe that in this day and age that people who feel like racism and colorism don't exist, it's just sad. I think they choose not to believe it, But throughout history in this country, individuals who are black, especially phenotypically black, right, has suffered, and it can be fatal, dangerous, life-threatening in this country. Like, anybody that doesn't agree with that is because you don't want to. Anybody that says that's not true is, listen, I can sit here on this video and ramble and give you many instances where individuals are targeted because of their physical appearance. Phenotypically, they're black. They have the characteristics of a black person, Anyway, now ebony skinned women, do face discrimination. And some people may not be like as confident and well-spoken as OG to stand up for themselves, right? So, especially against people who discriminate against them. Like, it's not just women, but OG is a woman, so that's why I keep saying, women, women, women. But we know that all throughout history in this country and in other countries, black men and black women face discrimination all the time. Like, all you have to do is turn on the news, go on social media. You see it. This stuff is in our face. Is it that we're becoming desensitized to it? So it's the people that hit you with it's not that serious. Anyway, situations like this do happen, unfortunately. But what I do is I choose to take away the fact that a conversation is being had. I know all over social media, people are having the conversation as far as colorism and discrimination and prejudice. And I like the fact that a conversation is definitely being had. And it's focusing on the oppression of black men and black women in this country. And again, it's been happening for centuries, And so to some people, exposing bullies or exposing those who are prejudiced or colorists may be deemed as like complaining or hating. But until you've faced or experienced any sort of discrimination or any prejudice first or secondhand, opinions are just that, opinions. They're baseless. You know, anyone can jump in front of the screen and say, who's not black, or phenotypically doesn't look like a black person, and say, oh, no, 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 it's not that serious. You know, they're most likely saying that from a place of they haven't been discriminated against because of the color of their skin, you know? So you can't tell someone that their experience is false. It's their experience, right? Let me see, what else did I write here? I took some notes because I wrote this, like I said, I wrote this out last week, and it was kind of like a journal. So I'm just kind of going through and sharing my thoughts. I just feel like, you know, OG's claims, or OG's expressing her feelings, excuse me, it was just totally dismissed. And it was like, oh no, that's crazy. Oh no, that's crazy. And it's a shame. It's dismissive. It's really dismissive, and it's insensitive. You know, if someone feels that they have been discriminated against and they tell you, okay, you can say, oh, you know, I didn't mean it that way, or I apologize that you feel that way, as opposed to, oh, that's not true because look at this person over here. They're the same color as you and they don't have that experience. You know, I just think that that's so immature. Now, as far as like Shaunie and Evelyn and these type of women, you know, they rely on this false sense of superiority because they have money or they have clothes, and that stuff doesn't last. You know what I mean? And I'm really interested in seeing if Shaunie's daughters or her children are faced with any sort of discrimination or prejudice, how she is going to handle that. You know, her being the executive producer, one of the executive producers of this show, I feel that she should have been a lot more responsible, especially her being a black woman in this country. Yes, she may not have the same struggles as the next woman or any of the other women, you know, but that doesn't mean that she can't be sensitive to the fact that her being a woman, her being a black woman, she should know what other black women go through, even if she directly doesn't go through it. So in the event, hopefully that won't happen, but in the event that any of her children are discriminated against, I'm really curious to see how she would handle that, you know? Anyway, like I always say, I think it's important, and I said this during my little conversation with my social circle, I think it's important that we black people do stick together. I think all people should stick together, but specifically black people. That's who my message is for today. Like, and everybody, but I'm focusing on black people. It's important that we definitely stick together, because especially black women, you know, we're often discriminated against because we're women, and then we're discriminated against because we are black. Same thing with men. Men are discriminated against because they are men and they are black men. You know, it's everybody definitely has a struggle. They definitely do. Now about the link, I had to write down to talk about this. So if you saw that last part of the segment where Shaunie sat down, and there was a colorism/vh1.com, a link, and it said to learn more about colorism. You know, this is just terrible. I actually typed this into the search engine on my phone, and to my surprise, it basically just takes you to the VH1 homepage, where you can watch episodes of Love and Hip Hop, episodes of Basketball Wives, little sneak peeks and little short clips from different shows on VH1. Nothing mentioned about colorism. And it just shows irresponsibility, insensitivity, lack of education, ignorance. I'm not surprised, but I just said, let me humor myself. Let me see if they're actually going to put anything, because I'm saying to myself to learn more about colorism. Learn more. I mean, what would VH1 have? So I just humored myself, and to my surprise, well, to no surprise, I should say, it just takes you to the VH1 homepage, and you can just look at episodes of VH1 shows. So again, no accountability. You know, Mark did ask Shaunie if she saw that tweet that Evelyn posted about people being jealous of her, and then she put the monkey emoji. To which Shaunie says, yeah, I saw it. And I was like, girl what? You know, I don't even understand what the point of them sitting down was. I just think it just further perpetuated Shaunie's insensitivity, her ignorance, and also why wasn't OG sat down? Why wasn't there a segment with OG and then with Shaunie? Shaunie did mention that she would love to sit down with OG. That never took place. So it's like damage control, but it wasn't even, you didn't even put any, put any shade on it, honey. Like, you didn't put any like class, sprinkle a little bit of class on it to make it seem like you took this seriously. It was just like a short, like last minute, let's throw some stuff together. Let's do a little bit of damage control. And it's disheartening because, like I said, Shaunie being a black woman and a mother of black children, it's disheartening. You know, it's definitely disheartening. But then again, I'm not surprised because I don't watch Basketball Wives for any intellectual stimulation. I'm just keeping it real. It's a form of entertainment. But I'm glad that Shaunie is being called out on this. Evelyn is being called out on this. And these conversations about prejudice and colorism are being had. You know, it can be redundant to some people, but I oftentimes listen because I want to learn. You know, I want to hear about other people's experiences. I want to learn some information. You know, that's just me personally. So to the people who are tired of hearing about this, you know, I hope that you don't experience any sort of prejudice or colorism to the point where it changes you, it changes your outlook on things, and changes your outlook on people, because it seems that, like, sometimes in most cases, people don't really care until it affects them directly. You know, some people, not all, like, they don't care. They don't want to hear about this topic. Oh, whatever, I don't care about this, until it directly affects them. And then you're going to be scrambling, looking for someone to, you know, lend an ear or to have empathy. So that's all I wanted to say. Like I said, I jotted down some things, so that's why I was looking off onto my computer here. But tell me what you guys think. I mean, this conversation is never going to get old. Talking about race, ethnicity, prejudice, discrimination, to me, it's never going to get old. The conversation is only going to stop when these behaviors cease to exist. So the more that they exist, the longer that they exist, the longer these conversations are going to be had. And I encourage everybody, have these conversations with your friends. You know what I mean? Go discussion forums, share your opinions, get down in the comments and tell me what you think, you know, about Shaunie's little after school segment that she did. And also just the overall conversation of colorism, prejudice, racism, XYZ, so on and so forth. So be respectful in the comments, please. I am asking. You guys normally are. So you can disagree. That's totally fine. I'm not sensitive like that, but do it in a respectful manner. So Royal Family, be sure to thumbs up this video, like this video if you like it. Get down in the comments. I want to hear your opinions. I love interacting with you guys, as you know. And if you are new to the channel, my new subscribers, I have to shout you out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you are enjoying your stay here at Royal Family headquarters. But that's it. That's all I got as far as this topic is concerned. So until next time, Royal Family, peace.